Good morning. This is 1020. We doing some educational videos to help people understand better what we do and how we do it. One of the things we wanted to address is how we qualify our renters. And so, first thing is we want you to know we want to rent our properties out. So we want people to qualify, but we do have standards we have to go by, right?
Yes.
And that is regulated by the Fair Housing Authority. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so we have to go by those standards. We have to be fair with people. We have to use basically the same standards for everybody. It's a whole lot of what
Correct.
fair housing is about, right? So
Yes.
we're not picking and choosing just based on who we like or who might be our friend or whatever. But we do want you to know we want you to qualify, and we want you to get in one of our homes and enjoy our home. So one of the first things is people come to our site, they're looking at properties, they find a property they like,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so they put in an application.
Correct. And once we get the application, we start processing it. The first thing we do is we do the credit check. Our system runs the credit. It runs it through Equifax 4.0, Vantage 4.0. There's a lot of different things programs in Equifax like 3.0. Our system uses
So a
the
lot of
4.
people don't realize that there are different credit scores. And that's one of the things we wanted to address, because you may pull up a credit score and you say, well, my credit score is so-and-so, and you're saying it's so-and-so.
Correct.
And the deal is, the reason is because there are a lot of different credit scores. And a lot of times people don't realize that. It has to do with the system they're using. There's credit scores for housing. There's also credit scores for an automobile. There's credit score for credit cards. See, when you pull up a credit score, you could pull up one credit score and we might pull up a different one. And so that's important. And so we can't base it on necessarily what you pulled it up on. We have to use the same one for everybody. That's the
Correct.
main thing.
And there's 3 different credit
Sure,
companies out there.
there's all kind of
So,
agencies. There's different agencies out there, different credit scores. We use one, and that's the one we use. So we don't have to get too detailed on it, but we have one that we use, and we use it for everybody. So that's the main thing, right?
Yep. Everything has to be the same across the board, qualifying the tenants.
Correct. Which is
The
also like their income
the
levels.
income.
We are actually we actually do check references. So we do have to go back and check references from where you've lived before. What else do we check?
Our system runs, when it runs the application, it does the credit, the background check, rental history, 3 times the amount of the rent. It calculates that, and then, like you said, the rental history.
We actually check fraud too. So,
Mhm.
we check things to make sure that the information is on the application is true and correct. But these are all things that we do with everybody, right?
Correct.
So we do it in a fair way.
And our system, our qualifications are that it looks for a 600 credit score. It looks at payment history, rental history. The payment history is how they pay their bills on their credit report. Rental history is how they paid their rent previously. And then we look at any kind of collections that might be on there.
So we do a thorough check. And so
Correct.
this is important for our owners. It's also important for our renters. Just know that when you make an application, we are going to give it a thorough shakedown.
Yes.
But in the end, we want it to work out. So
Definitely.
we are not. Sometimes people get offended because they feel like we're saying that they're a bad person or something because we didn't do it. But truth is, there's a lot of ways that could they might not quite have the income that they need, or they might have the house that they applied for might not allow pets, and they have a pet.
Correct.
So that could be a reason. They could have a credit score that didn't quite reach our credit standard. There's just a lot of ways that could be, but, they could have bad rental history, but they could have a good rental history. And I hear that sometimes. Well, I've always paid my rent, and so I feel like I should qualify. And that is important. So don't get me wrong. That's absolutely important, and we're factoring that into our system. But at the same time, it could be something else. So you may have paid your rent before, but in this case, you don't qualify for the house that was applied for.
Correct.
So
And it looks at everything as a whole rather than, okay, they made the credit score,
yeah,
but yeah, so
there's
it's a
just
whole.
there's a lot of places along the way
Mhm.
that you just might not qualify for that house, and it could be that you qualify for another house. So we're going to get back with you and say, hey, you didn't qualify for this house, but you do qualify for this one, and we would love to put you in it. So that's one of the ways it goes, right?
Yeah, if it's, if they don't qualify for one house, it would, and we could put them in another house, it's because they might not make the 3 times the rent.
That's right.
But if it's due to, um, their credit's not where it needs to be or their payment history,
And we do respond back to people.
yes, we do.
One of the things we can't do though is sometimes we have other people who maybe they have a family member or something, that got turned down. They call in and say, well, my sister pays her everything on time. Why didn't y'all qualify her? And we say, well, we can't talk to you about that, but we have
Correct.
let her know where we ran into a problem. And so we do let them know. And so that is something we do, right?
Correct. We cannot discuss with anyone else the person that applied's
Only the person
information.
that applied, because
Correct.
they're the ones that allowed us to do that, and we can't talk about them to somebody else, because that wouldn't be cool. And I don't think anybody wants us to do that.
No,
So,
not at all.
all right. So, what else do we need to know about that? So, pets, we do have a system we run pets through to check on them, see if they've been a problem somewhere else, and we get a score on that. There's a lot of things we do check, and we check thoroughly. That's important for everybody concerned, because we want you to get a house. We also want to make sure you can pay for that house once you get it.
Correct. And if the owner doesn't accept pets, then,
That's our
we
hands are
could
tied.
find a house that maybe, if you qualified, that does accept pets that you would like.
Yeah.
We do the pet screening that if you have no pets, go on, put no pets. There's no cost for that. If it's an emotional support or service animal, fill that information out, provide the documentation, and then they qualify. It's called petscreening.com. They qualify the emotional support documentation or service animal documentation.
We just try to make sure everything we're getting told is true and correct,
Yes.
and then we want you to get in a good house. We want you to get in a house, enjoy it, be able to make the payments and on the rent, and everything goes smooth, and that's what we want, right?
Yes, definitely.
So, all right. What else? Anything else we just need to really talk about, or is that kind of got it?
That's pretty much it on the far as the screening of the applicants. The main thing is people need to understand is that we do have to follow fair housing guidelines. And if we do one thing for one person, we have to change our whole entire qualifications because we did it for that one person.
Yeah.
So we have to keep our
We have to be very
qualifications
careful.
across the board the
We
same.
we try to be very careful with our stuff, and in the end, we're just trying to do the right thing for everybody, so that it's fair to everybody. One of the other things is sometimes you might make your application on a property, but we take the first qualified application, right? So
Correct.
we take the first one that's qualified. We take them. That's who we use. So that's just kind of a first come first serve kind of thing, and that is what we do. I think that's the only thing, right?
Yeah. And if we have a second application on a home and they qualify as well, then we can look and see if we have something else they might
We're
be
going to work hard to
interested
put you in a home,
in a different home.
and we want you to be happy. We're going to try to look for something that you might like, and so this is 1020. We look forward to helping our homeowners and protecting our homeowners and helping our tenants get associated with us. We try to work on both sides and make everybody as happy as we possibly can. So that's what we do. It's 10:20, and we'll talk to you another day.